Dan went down to the touchline to catch up with the head coach, Jay Sadler.
Jay, I think there's a lot to digest after that one. There's a hell of a lot of incidents in the game, action in the game, but what's your initial thoughts post-match?
I think we started the game really well, really bright. Thought we turned over the back line really early and got pace and beyond, and were able to play off that, effective from set pieces to get 2 goals up. And then we just allow a chaotic moment to unravel, losing first contact, losing second contact, allowing the ball to bounce and in and around our box. Thought we were really weak with our defensive actions, and as soon as that goal going in, I thought there was a moment of chaos and we started to become frantic, and everything we were doing that was positive kind of unravelled. And second half, staying in the game till 60. So we've been in games 60 minutes, winning games away at Forest and Ipswich, goes into the last 20 and we're in the game, and unfortunately just details and decisions not good enough, whether that's down to lack of quality, whether that's down to cognitive decision making or physical, but it's costing us big moments now.
I got the sense from some of your interviews last week that you felt there weren't enough moments where you maybe controlled the game or had the state of mind, the sense of mind to dig in deep, to know when to go, when to come. But first 20 minutes, maybe with the exception of the first 20 seconds, I felt that you saw that in your side. You saw a side that, had rallied together a little bit, had understood the assignment a bit more today.
Yeah, no, and I think the game plan was spot on, to be fair, and the players executed it. And I think, like you said, when we were kind of creating our own rhythm and our own momentum, it's then when something happens which shifts the momentum, we then need to have the kind of clear minds and the leadership qualities then to override those periods. And I thought Southampton did that well in the second half. I think we did it well for the first maybe 30 minutes, and then it's about how do we regroup. I understand we've obviously got a young squad and a squad that is now in a position that's been used to being ahead in games, but unfortunately we just haven't had the quality to see them out.
And the fact that you've conceded so quick after, that kind of goes against the grain from what we've just said, doesn't it? Again, you're just looking for that little bit of steadiness, a little bit of calm to maybe hold that lead a little longer and frustrate the opponent up to half-time.
Yeah, and we keep talking about going back to default. I feel like sometimes we go back to this default, and this default is where we chase the ball and we go in ones and twos and we don't go as a collective. Or when we've got the ball, it's like a hot potato and we want to get rid of it. We want to play it long, and we want someone to create a moment from, instead of trying to come together and being strong as a group. Because when we're 11 players out on the pitch, we're much stronger, and we're seeing that with some of the performances and some of the kind of work that the substance that we're getting out on the pitch. And when players go into ones and twos, top teams will punish you, and the league's getting more and more quality coming into the league now, and they're punishing in the moments today. When we presented the moments to Southampton, and I thought we presented them moments, they took it, and that's what top teams do.
Last few minutes of that first half, 2 big banks of 5. Was that Jay Sadler's decision, or was that again kind of a conscious thing within the side? Let's not concede, a little bit of fear, a bit of panic perhaps?
Yeah, no, I think there was a bit of fear of, we've obviously conceded a goal and we didn't want our hard work to unravel, but for us then it's about contextualising the game and making sure that we come into half-time with a positive off the back of that performance. It's something we can build upon, and we obviously had some real good conversations in the dressing room about what we need to do in the second half and to continue it, and I think we kind of ripped that up and went back to default. We tried to build out from the back against a really aggressive player-for-player press, which they hurt us with on Wednesday night, instead of going in a longer kind of more pragmatic way, and then when we were freeing up our wing-backs, we were trying to force the ball inside. So I don't know, we'd obviously reflect on it again, and I think when we go opposite, we then get punished, and we need to learn quick, because the league doesn't allow any prisoners, and we found that out again today.
How hard is it for you though at half-time, with nothing on the bench essentially, to be able to give the instructions for the second half? You can't sit back all game because you know that they're going to have the quality to break you down. You can't go pushing too high and too hard and too fast because you know you've got no legs on the bench to come back on for you. Where do you go? What do? You just sit in the middle all game and try not to run around? It almost seems like an impossible task for you at the moment.
Yeah, it is. It feels that way sometimes, in terms of trying to find a balance and knowing when we can go first 15. We obviously know we can go, and then give it context last 15, depending. And obviously today we got 2 young professional game academy players on the bench that this speed of the game, the transition, obviously the magnitude of the game too. And when you look above, and we're seeing players like Angelina Nixon, Sophie Barker, Emma Jones, big players that are missing, that we probably would need to bring on in order to support the game and give us that freshness, because we're obviously coming off the back of a game Wednesday night and a game against Sunday, we're saying, against Forest, big pitch, physically demanding, and then we leave the physical and emotional game to the end. So it is demanding for the players, and that's where there's an ounce of I won't throw them under the bus in terms of the application they're given, but unfortunately we need more support and we haven't got it from the bench.
How do you protect the players now? I mean, some of them were dead on their feet, weren't they, with quite a long way to go. You turn them round to that bench, you know there's nothing there. How do you now, as a manager, as a coach, protect what you've got, protect the assets you've got, try and prevent further injury, try and keep this side going with not a lot left?
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is to protect them by keeping them motivated. They need to stay motivated, and they know that we're always going to be here for them. We're always going to support them. When you wear the badge, then you're one of us, and we'll continue to work hard with them. And physically, cognitively, we know they need the support, recovery. So we'll get back in tomorrow. We'll do our recovery piece with them and manage the minutes, but also try and get some loading throughout the week, ready before we go to Cheltenham. And then I think as soon as we get to the Cheltenham, we've obviously got the international break. So I think mentally, a break will be good for the players. A break will be good for the staff, and then in that break we do some individual reflection, we do some collective reflections, and we come back, because although on paper and short term you look at it and it's been 7 losses out of 8, which really hurts, and we're obviously bitterly disappointed with that. We're in these games. Last year we were losing games 4-5, and there was no quality from us, there was no substance, we weren't looking like we were creating and scoring, and whereas in the last 3 league games we've been ahead going into the last 30 minutes of games, and we've been drawing into the last 20, but unfortunately we just haven't got the quality, the legs, the personnel to come and support it.
So there's no pushing the panic button then, is there, really? It's just a case of let's get these girls back and then let's go with a full straight squad and do the business maybe towards the back end of the season again.
Yeah, no, there's no panic mode, absolutely no panic mode. We're understanding that obviously players now in moments they need rest. A lot of these need rest, physically, mentally they need a rest, and unfortunately we haven't got the options to do so. They made 6 changes midweek, we've made 1, and we've done it again today, and a lot of the players we're seeing towards the back end of the game, you could see it from the stands probably that 2 or 3 of them probably we needed fresh impetus to try and stay in the game, to chase the game. We haven't got it, so I think importantly they're obviously human beings, and they're probably going to need that emotional rest, because it does take its toll when you're losing games of football as a professional football player, as a professional club. But no, there's no need to hit the panic button. I've seen enough quality from the players that will get us out, but obviously we want to get points on the board early than what we did last year.
The girls need rest. I'm sure you need some rest, so I'll leave it at that. Cheers, Jay.
Yeah, no, cheers. Thank you very much.